finish the last chapter of To Our Tomorrow, let's start with the reason why Raphael is seeking revenge. We already know it's because of the experiments Ever was doing on Lemurians. But what happened in the past leading up to this? Even with the anecdotes, world underneath stories, and 5 stars cards, it's hard to find all of Raphael's current timeline lore since he and Zane do not have myths that are set in current timeline and explains their lore. So the only way to learn more is by the main story. But unfortunately, the main story updates are very slow. But we are able to learn that Ever didn't just take Lemurians to experiment. They also destroyed Whalefall Acropolis, which was Lemurians' home, in the process. Killed a lot of Lemurians and stole many Lemurian treasures, and they are even proud of it. Then we met the mystery man from Chapter 8. I know some people thought that he was the 6th love interest, but I never saw him like that, and seeing his face and him in the cutscenes, I'm even more sure that he is not the 6th love interest. He doesn't have that strong and captivating look and is too easy to forget, which even some of the side characters have. Thomas, Grayson, Tara, Simone, and Jeremiah are just some examples. I saw them once, and I will remember them for a long time. He also doesn't have colors or aesthetic that he fits into, and he got beat up by Raphael and MC. Mr. Sutherland and Raphael deal was totally unfair because what do you mean Raphael gets a ring back, but he gets the other core and MC? I love Raphael's and MC's acting. They are so silly. Later, we see that MC has 2 different flashbacks from their past life. The first one was from God of the Tides myth, and we see the scene where MC truly accepts to become his follower. The second scene was from Lemurian Sea God myth, and this is where she sacrificed herself to protect Lemuria and Raphael. We also learned something important. A lot of players seem to believe Raphael remembers his past lives and has those memories. I never believed that because the game never confirmed anything, and it seems to me like he was always talking about him and MC in the current timeline, especially about when they meet as children. Well, the main story kind of confirms that he actually doesn't remember his past life, which does make sense because the current Raphael was reincarnated. In fact, I personally believe that none of the love interests remembers their past lives except for Xavier. In all honesty, it started as a theory, which people start believing in it. Raphael and MC enter Whalefall City. The whole underwater city was empty. The only one there was the Elder Amund. He explained what happened to Whalefall City. We learned that Raphael sealed away Whalefall City in the past, and of course, Ever greediness had to follow them. We get to see Raphael's hesitance and his internal conflict when it comes to ending those people. On one hand, he feels that he needs to seek revenge for everything Lemurians went through in the past and present, especially him being the sea god. He feels it is his responsibility and battle to fight. On the other hand, he probably doesn't want to live like this. He wants to make his people happy and give them their freedom back. Unfortunately, as long as Ever exists, Lemurians will never be able to live freely and will not be able to go back to Whalefall City. With the spirits appearing, we heard from Raphael's parents and the people that died. I'm glad Raphael didn't need to end those Ever people. Instead, it was the spirits that ended them. Then we get to the most saddest part of this branch. At first, when we see Sea God Raphael, I thought that his past self awakened. And we have to say goodbye to the Sea God, aka his past self. I thought the current timeline, Raphael would come back with MC, only to realize that the current timeline Raphael was also gone. The way MC was heartbroken, the scene at the bridge and MC kept falling in the water, and when she went back to Lincoln City, she still had to lie to Thomas. I was hoping he would appear before this chapter ends because, unlike Zane, who is still here, but just away from MC, Raphael wasn't here in the current timeline anymore. And he didn't even want to leave because he was telling MC not to let him go. In full took their sweet time, making us suffer. When he reappear at the same place they meet at the beginning of this main story, I was so relieved. I still wanted to know more. Where was he for the last month? But the way this chapter ended, it is very clear that the next main story update will reveal our sixth love interest, especially because Ever will now try to take MC. Stanley is going to be the main villain, who we will have to go against. This branch story was so good with so much lore.